Throwback Thursday. How about this entire freaking game? Like, bruh. This whole game is a Throwback Thursday. I swear. Who remembers RWBY Grim Eclipse? But anyways, what the fresh heck is going on here, ladies and gents? I'm Divik. Welcome back. And this is something very strange. We are doing a live discussion
better and better
of RWBY Volume 8, Episode 13, Creation. And whilst also playing RWBY Grim Eclipse, because I actually really like this game, and it's kind of been sitting on the back burner of my mind. And I've been meaning to actually use this as a vector for making a live discussion video if I ever wanted to make one. So we're definitely going to go ahead and turn the game audio down so you guys can hear me better. I think that would be absolutely advantageous. Okay, that's actually perfect. Let's go. So, episode 13, Creation. I'll say this much, and by the way, if you're not actually reading, if you didn't read the conversation and you just saw RWBY Grim Eclipse in the thumbnail, I'm also going to go ahead and remind you right now that this is a spoiler video. If you have not seen the episode, and I'm actually still really good at this game, wow. You know what? I will be spoiling the episode, like, in full. So if you have not seen it, I highly recommend going and watching it.
Nice work, students. As you know, we've been having some trouble with the security network.
And you know what? And this is your final warning before we jump in. So the warning will dissipate in 3, 2, 1. Okay, jumping straight in. I'm super glad they freaking got rid of Ironwood quickly. Like, also one thing I love that stories do sometimes, from time to time, is that they will execute a plan and then go back and, like, okay, here's how they came up with the plan. RWBY does this, and it's actually really fun, because basically what's going on is they're executing the plan, and then they go back, okay, we need to get to the vault. I just realized I repeated myself there. But the plan is basically to distract Ironwood via Emerald Semblance, which I've always loved the idea of the protagonist using her semblance, and you know what? This is one of those things where it was predicted, but it was actually done well. I said this the other day in that building video. Is that this episode is very predictable, but in its execution, it's still very fun. You know what? And whilst Ironwood's getting distracted by Emerald & Co., literally what's going on is Crow and Robin are literally taking care of the bomb, which also excellent because they're already in Atlas anyway. And one thing I love too is just how well thought this entire thing was. Like, literally, they really thought this whole plan through, and it's lovely. And also, I am going ham on these freaking Grim right now. Yes, this is easy mode, but still. I think if I've ever, like, leveled up a bunch, I would definitely want to. So the Aesops go after Crow and Robin, which was planned. And Winter stays with Ironwood. Now, at time of watch, you have no idea that Winter is actually helping the protagonist. You have no idea. And so, literally watching it back, it is so sly how she uses her rank to actually just stay next to Ironwood. And there is one little... They do have a brief engagement before Penny arrives. It's like, hey, this course of action, are you sure this is a good idea? And Ironwood's like, oh, okay, you know what? Don't try to stop me or talk me out of the idea. And basically, she was never going to. She just basically solidified, okay, yeah, no, I am definitely going to help put you down. And on first watch, you have no idea, and it's brilliant. It really is. Now, honestly, this whole second half of the volume has literally taken what I've already been saying about this whole first half and is literally turning it on its head. Because I said that the first half was extremely predictable, and it was. On first watch, it's like, okay, you know what, you kind of have an inkling of an idea, but the fact that that inkling is actually correct is really sad. But where the second half really works is that it's predictable, but it's done in such a way that it's like, okay, you know what, I actually like this. So it's confirming theories, but it's being done so in a very fun and interesting way, and that's what kind of keeps it going. That's what keeps it going for me, and that's why I keep watching. And I actually wanted to talk about this because RWBY Volume 8 so far has been really, really good. And it hasn't really fallen short yet. But if I'm completely honest, I'm fine with it. I'm really fine with how it's predictable, but it's fun, and that's what I love. It's still fun. Now, upon Penny's arrival, you already have this sneaking suspicion that something is not right. Now, if Ironwood was in his right mind, he probably would have picked up on this. But we, the viewer, know that something is up, because, again, this is the main cast. There's no way in heck that they're actually sending actual Penny. Now, I kind of glossed over it, but, yeah, so Penny, quote-unquote, arrives, and, you know, Ironwood points this weird-looking gun that has his pistols loaded into it, which, it's cool. I'm kind of glad he didn't use it. So Winter cuffs Penny, and this is where Ironwood kind of relaxes, which you almost wonder what that thing is and what it's capable of. And you know what? I love this right here. Ironwood kind of approaches after putting the gun down. It's like, okay, you've made the right choice. And Penny has this weird look on her face. It's a smile, but it's more like a smirk. And then at this very moment, you're like, oh, you cheeky buggers. Because what happens is Penny disappears after saying, I have. And it doesn't sound like Penny. It sounds more like Emerald. And she appears in Penny's place. I'm still going to say Juniper, because Oscar Pine. And you see the ship that they arrived in, and also it's Emerald and Penny's place, and she goes, yeah, I have. Feels weird. And then she just backflip kicks Ironwood in the chin, and it is the most satisfying thing ever. Not because you're an Emerald fan, but because literally kicking this guy in the face is satisfying. So then she uses her semblance, catches the gun, and then disappears. And we cut to the Aesops arriving to face off against Crow and Robin, and the whole team gets to freaking basically mollywop Ironwood, and without his guns, and with Winter helping them, Team Juniper basically just destroys Ironwood, and it is seriously satisfying. Marrow also turns against the Aesops, stopping them with his semblance, and yeah, with Winter plus Juniper attacking Ironwood all at once, they quickly take him out, and it is great. And also, Winter deals the take it down blow with this new attack that we haven't seen anyone do yet, as far as the Shnees are concerned. And it's actually done very well. I'm going to pause the episode here so I can actually kill these guys, because I got the episode going on mute here just to kind of help me guide this whole conversation along so I don't get too distracted, because I will get distracted, and plus not held up by the fact that I'm trying to fight the Grim and have this conversation at the same time. This is very difficult, and I did not think this through at all. But you know what? This is fine. You know what? This is totally fine. I'm 100% fine with this. You know, I've thought about doing a long play of this game, like one Monday. I think that might be really fun. You know, hang on a second. This is actually very intense. I mean, yes, I know it's one bad guy, but still. So, we cut to the Aesops, who are frozen by Marrow, and Crow speaks, and he's like, yeah, sorry guys, but we don't really want to fight you at all. Like, yeah, no. Also, playing as Blake is very satisfying this game, I gotta say. Like, Blake is, like, there's not... If I can talk about this game for a second, it really does stink that this... Basically, because, let's be honest, it was. Because this game, it's a button masher, but it's a fun button masher, and that's literally what sets us apart from most. And I really enjoy this game. And I wish they would come back to it. They won't, but I really wish they would. They being, the game department and Rooster Teeth. Because this game is seriously fun, even after all this time. But yeah, no, Crow speaks, you know what, hey, we didn't want to fight you guys. Coming back to the episode now. Quite literally, but, Robin speaks then. He's like, hey, we all had to, hey, Atlas is about to drop and we've all had to make, hard choices. So, you guys made yours, we made ours, and we are going to turn against you and your stupid master. Which, literally, I don't know what it is about this whole episode, but literally, the heroes and company getting the comeuppance against Ironwood and his forces is just very satisfying to me. Am I the only one that feels this? Because I feel like this is a very satisfying end to the whole thing. And literally, the Aesops finally getting taken down, quote-unquote. Literally, Marrow turning against them. Literally, everything going with this entire episode has been great. And we're only like 4 or 5 minutes into the episode at all. 4 minutes into the episode, 11 minutes into the stream. Like, bruh, this is gonna be a hot minute. And also, I'm glad I enjoyed this game because, oh my goodness, if I didn't, this would be a chore. And otherwise, the options were play this game while discussing RWBY, or just standing there in a conference style in ARC and just like be singing in your chair the whole time. So literally, I chose fun visuals over literally just my ARC character sitting in a chair and me talking. Which this is more fun. This is more fun, I think. So you know what? Yeah, the Aesops are basically taken down, and honestly, I'm glad we didn't have a fight with them, because we already had that with Penny, and we also had that with Team RWBY. So I'm glad they didn't go that route, because honestly, I would have been annoyed. Because yes, we've already seen the Aesops get fight, even when Marrow was with them. So it's like, okay, come on, we've already seen this. Oh boy, I was not paying attention to Leora. Like, honestly though, we've seen them fight enough. Like, honestly, I would have loved to see Crow just like clothesline them, but this was fine. This was fine. I was totally fine with this. Okay, oh big boy, oh big boy. But you know what? Yeah, this was fine. But yeah, honestly, this was lovely. I had no problems with this. The Aesops getting taken out so quickly. I'm okay with that. Oh, that was great. Oh, what a finish. But yeah, no, lovely episode so far, and phase 2, and then after Ironwood's taken out, we cut to the plan. Which, the plan is, hey, open the vault up. Real Penny opens up the vault, goes with Team RWBY, basically, opens the vault, Oscar and Co. deal with Ironwood, and then we get literally the explainer on how Winter got involved, because she contacts Weiss, and then we get the scene in the elevator with, good God, with Winter then explaining, yeah, no, I'm basically, hey, I saved your bacon because Ironwood was going to kill you, and I want to switch to Pyrrha, by the way. That's why I backed out. This is still fine. This is still fine, and you know what? I am completely fine with all of this. Oh no, not Ren. Not Ren, you idiot. Pyrrha. There we go. Yeah, and so we then get Winter and Marrow's point of view, from the whole elevator sequence, which, again, is fine. So they got people on the inside, people on the outside, everything is going very, very well for them. And you know what? I'm still very satisfied with this. Very satisfying. I'm explaining this very poorly, but honestly, then we get the... It's fine, I suppose, because I'm a mess. You guys, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you know this. So basically, the plan is for... It's actually Weiss's idea to use Emerald's semblance to distract Ironwood. But you know what, the whole plan is actually very well executed. Now I'm just waiting for, like, Salem to show up or something. Which, we get that at the end of the episode with, you know, Cinder being in the crowd. But, you know what, honestly, it's fine, because, honestly, after everything else, Cinder doesn't feel like much of a threat. And also, we get the explainer that the spirit in the lamp, Ambrosius, is very much different from Jin. He's a little bit more charismatic. He's very, very intuitive, and also Whitley gets to help out some more. I really like that. Whitley has really come into his own, and he's a really good character now. You know, 10 out of 10. More Whitley, please. And also, the whole plan sequence ends with Emerald looking at Weiss with like, Nani? You know, that it kind of has that look on her. Am I going the right way? I feel like I'm going the wrong way. I'm gonna turn around. Wait, hold on. Am I just confusing myself? Okay, no, I'm right. You know, and they get in through the same hole that freaking Oscar used to get out of that area in the first place, and it's a nice little throwback. I'm actually quite fine with that. And also, I'm just gonna keep shooting this guy because I don't feel like fighting the Borbatus because it's a pest. And also, we get more use of RWBY's semblance, which I really like that, if I'm honest. Yes! Die! Die, punk. And you know what? Ambrosius, if I could talk about the genie inside of the lamp, inside of the spear, I guess you can call it. He's funny! Like, he reminds me of Genie from not the live-action Aladdin, but the Robin Williams version. Which, again, any reference to that movie is always going to be a fun time for me, because that is one of my favorite films, animated films, is Aladdin. And while I was quite fond of the live-action version, I'm glad it's more... Oh god. It's more in line with the animated version rather than anything else. And we also get a confirmation that the Staff of Creation can't bring anyone back from the dead, which kind of stinks. So, you know, anyone who wanted Pyrrha to come back, you know, we're just basically crap out of luck. There. Ouch! God dang it! Blake, confirmed. Well, confirmed as far as my leveling in this game is concerned.
He won't be missed.
No, he will not. But yeah, so basically, they bring all the schematics, which is how Whitley helped, by the way.
It is in my destiny. We won again? Is that a new record?
Oh, Peter, I miss you so much. Seriously. But honestly, yeah, they give him Ambrosius detailed specs, and then they basically explain, hey, we want you to make a new penny. And that caught me off guard, but in the sense of like, wait, make a new penny how? So they show him the specs and say, hey, use the robot parts to make a new penny. And the whole reveal for Ambrosius seeing the whole robot penny was actually really fun. Because he's actually surprised to see a robot girl, and he's like, hey, I want to meet the person that made this guy, so we may see Pietro again before this volume ends. Which, Pietro's a fun character. And you know what? And they make sure to write home that, yeah, by the way, bud, you're not destroying anything, you're just replacing it, and the robot bits are just extra. Which, it's true. The robot bits are just extra, and then, Yang also shows him the robot arm. And he's surprised, and he's actually kind of impressed to see it. And, I like that. I like that he, despite being a genie, basically, which that's basically what they are, he's still surprised by things. He's impressed to see, Robot Penny. He's impressed with the robot arm. And I like that he's not one of those 9, yeah, I know everything. Because he doesn't. And I like that they keep that little detail of, you know, him being surprised. I'm glad they have that.
Happy hunting.
And you know what? That's one thing I like. And you know what? Literally the whole creation process, it's really cool. And you know what? Penny just kind of breaks free for a moment, but you know, nothing really comes of it. You know, bright lights and all that. And you know what? It's cool. It's really cool. The execution of Ambrosius' powers, both times they use him, is really good. And I'm realizing now that I'm more breaking down the episode than anything else, and I swear this was not on purpose. But yeah, no, the plan's good. The plan is good. Ambrosius is really good. I'm just very satisfied with this episode overall. I'm gonna stop breaking down this thing because I end up doing that a lot by default. I swear. And I caught myself. But that whole first half of the episode, really good. The second half, even better. And you know, with the whole I hope we thought of everything, and then we get Cinder smirking, is hilarious. Now, at one point, they do try to get the message out to the regular people, and the power cuts out before Jean can even, or the connection cancels before Jean can finish. Now, the fan base, myself included, thinks that this was Watts, because, you know, he's able to tune in and see everything. So I really think that that's what happened there. And also, I'm really intrigued to see how Emerald, is going to respond to seeing Cinder, because you already know that that's where the episode, the series is leading. You know, we're gonna get a confrontation between Emerald and Cinder, and honestly, I really want. I mean, okay, understand this. I am an Emerald superfan. I always have been, but I've always been approaching situations with her with a very like, okay, anything could really happen. Part of me really wants Cinder to absolutely get bodied by Emerald, mostly due to the fact that, well, Emerald knows how Cinder operates. You know, she's spent years with her. So even with Maiden powers, I could foresee Emerald, with her semblance, and being used obviously, just absolutely bodying Cinder. And I would love to see just all of that. Because, really, either, you know, she just basically destroys Cinder in a fight, or she just lets her have it. And, I've loved you for years, blah, 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 you know. But you have never appreciated me at all. Like, I have never gotten it. There's never been a thank you or anything. Like, you have never showed me any appreciation at all, and I hate that about you. And, you know, she basically just lets her have it. And that's really what a lot of people want. A lot of people really want, you know, or, you know, we could get both. Emerald helps absolutely body Cinder, and we get the comeuppance that, hey, Emerald hates her. Emerald hates, well, she doesn't hate Cinder, I don't think. But the whole, I've loved you for years, and you've never showed me any appreciation, that is something that I feel like a lot of people want to see. I want to see that, and also, I would love to see Emerald just slap Cinder across the face or something. Like, just something, because I think it's very much well-deserved, especially for Emerald. And also, if I had the choice, I would also like to see maybe Ruby and Emerald like work together to take down Cinder. That would be really good too. Because honestly, I could see everyone reconvening and like everyone's working together to like fight. And also one thing that Ambrosius says is do not fall. You know, because they make this big room that's a lot like the big room that the genies are in. And one thing he makes sure to write home is, hey, there's all these bridges and stuff which they use the CCT as a base frame or a reference point. They say, do not fall, because there's just this black void right there. So it's very much implied that, you know, if you fall, you're basically screwed. So one thing that's everyone's been talking about is the whole, hey, you know what, maybe Team RWBY will fall off. And I agree with that,
Be better.
but honestly, I hope not, because that's just honestly edgelordness, if I'm honest. And it's also just feeding into the intro. Because you know what? And also, intro stuff has happened before. We've seen cool intro sequences before, and nothing has come of it. I mean, I bring you Volume 2's Skyfall scene, which still salty that didn't happen, by the way. You know, the Skyfall sequence where everyone lands in Vale and, you know, everyone, like, has, like, this epic landing. Like, that still never happened, and I'm still salty about that. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, I would have loved to see it, but I'm glad we didn't, because what we got in the show was still really, really good. But there might also be some things I missed, and I know there is. But overall, this episode was really, really good. Now, as far as theories are concerned, because I usually do that, I've already said one, you know, with Emerald and or Ruby literally taking on Cinder, or just, you know, Emerald letting her have it, which is something that a lot of people want. I especially want it as an Emerald fan, but I would also like to see Emerald be a part of taking down Cinder, if at all. And also, I would love a bait and switch, in the sense of Emerald tricks Cinder into thinking maybe like Emerald will like shoot at Ruby or something, and it's a bait and switch because she'll stand there with Cinder, right? And then next thing you know, she turns on Cinder and starts attacking her, like just like full on shoots her in the face and just starts going ham, just like absolutely going ham. And now that is something that I would love to see, because honestly, it's a bait and switch that happened in, like, say, Frozen, the first one, not the second one, because the second one was trash. But like that bait and switch happened in Frozen with Hans. You know, like, oh, if only there was someone who loved you, and that switch of, oh, he's actually the villain, or that bait and switch, but it's like, oh, Emerald's actually still a protagonist. Like, it would be a reverse of that, but for Ruby, and honestly, I would love that idea. You know, also, just Emerald could really throw off the entire villain squad, and also Emerald versus Neo. Yes, just Battle of Illusions. Like, that's another thing. I haven't really seen anyone talk about it, but honestly, a fight between Neo and Emerald would actually be really cool, because they're both just, like, surprising each other. Like, oh, Emerald thinks that's Neo, and then the glass breaks. Neo thinks Emerald is standing right there, even though she's really not, and she almost falls off the cliffside thing. Also, please let Neo stab freaking Cinder. And also, that's one thing. I would very much like to see both Neo and Emerald take on Cinder, because honestly, we're gonna get the reveal. We're gonna get the reveal that it's Cinder's fault that Roman's dead. We're gonna get that reveal, and that's when I think both of them. Oh God! Yeah, that's when I think both of them attack. Like, and then we get maybe. I'm kind of expanding on ideas here, and I'll also just baiting time here because I want to finish this level and then have the stream end. But honestly, I would love to see Emerald, Ruby, and then Neo all take on Cinder, because I just thought of that. And honestly, that would be satisfying for Neo, it would be satisfying for Emerald, and it would also be satisfying for Ruby. Because once you basically separate Neo from Cinder, as far as, you know, people that really don't like Cinder, and you have all three of them taking out Cinder, I mean, could you have Jean there? Maybe, because, you know, Pyrrha. But also, I could see Ruby kind of having an X-Fight thing there. Like, you killed Pyrrha, and I'm gonna freaking body you, defeat you for it. And maybe if you're going to kill Cinder, it would make the most sense for all three of them to be part of that. Because if they don't do it, Salem probably will, and it will not be satisfying. And also, I do like the idea. There is the theory that Emerald will get the maiden powers from Cinder. And while I like that idea, I don't know, because having two maidens on the protagonist team basically standing with each other that's also very dangerous.
They lost their primary facility and chief
Because if Salem gets her hands on both Penny and Emerald, should she get the power, that would be really bad.
up in the Emerald Forest.
I mean, sure, Emerald's seen Cinder use the powers before. She would have an understanding on how they work, on how they operate. And plus, with her semblance,
Someone who can help.
she would be the most powerful freaking maiden of all time, I think. Because, you look at the other maidens. Amber. You look at Freya. You look at Raven, with her portal semblance. And then you look at Cinder with... what even is her semblance? I honestly forget. Hang on. Let's see. Let's respond to that message. Let's see. What is Cinder's semblance again? I honestly forget. Let's see. Let's look into this real quick. Cinder F. Cinderfall Ruby. Okay. Let's use my let's see. Scorching Caress. Oh, basically she can set things on fire. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, interesting. Okay, so her semblance is basically she can set stuff on fire. Okay. Makes sense. But, Emerald could be even stronger than all of them just because of her semblance. And also, the Maiden Power could amplify that. Like, she could literally have you thinking that no one is there, and also just use the Maiden Power to set you on fire or something. Or, like, crush you in rocks. Or blow you off the freaking pathway. Like, she has the potential to be the most powerful maiden in all of RWBY. And part of me really thinks they're going to actually do that now. Emerald could be super powerful. And also Penny, with whatever her semblance is, she was already pretty strong before the maiden abilities, and she was even stronger after the fact. Like, I question how she's going to be able to fight now. Like, what's her weapons now? Like, is it just the maiden powers? Is she still able to manipulate the swords? Like, does she have a backpack that has her weapons on it? I didn't notice anything. But could there be something there? I don't know. Also, this is just no, nah, come on. Why you do me? Why you bullying me? Also, I just realized there's a lot of outfits for Team Jennifer. Also, I'm never gonna get the dresses because no. But honestly, I could sit here and talk all day about RWBY and everything else, but I won't. Because, no. But that was episode 13. Creation. Really good, really fun. I'm satisfied with it. I hope you guys are too. So, what did you guys think of the episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are some of your theories? Do let me know. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.